Hi there, it's Kathleen. Thank you for joining me. Today I want to share my first process video with you, which is for a layout made with the new Felicity Jane Reagan kit, the January kit. And let me just tell you right away, this layout almost drove me crazy. So yeah, sometimes a layout comes together really quickly and easily, and sometimes it's a bit difficult and I struggle. And this definitely was one of those times I struggled, and I was about to just chunk it in the trash and start over. Now, as you can see from this beautiful floral paper, I already cut out some of the roses and fussy cut them. Even before I started this layout, I didn't have anything specific in mind I wanted to do with them. I just knew I wanted to include some of those fussy cut roses. And in the ephemera pack there are also some of those roses, but I knew I wanted to have more on the layout than there were in the pack. So I'm going to scrap this photo of my husband and our dog on our wedding day. And I've thought that for this one, the flowers and this, well, kind of romantic look was perfect. So now I'm just playing around with how I want the flowers or where I might put them. And in hindsight, now that I know what the finished layout looks like, and now that I look at this, I wish I had gone more in the direction of what it looks like right now. But anyway, we will see how it turns out in a few minutes. Oh, and just a quick note that starting with this kit, Felicity Jane also offers a digital version with all of the papers, all of the ephemera pieces and die cuts and the stamps and everything. So these would also be perfect to print out, and for example for those flowers you could print more of the ephemera pieces, print them out and cut them, or even use your Silhouette if you have an electronic die cutting machine and cut them out. But anyway, I just went old school and fussy cut because I saw a lot of fussy cutting on recent layouts and really liked the look of it, but well, I'm a bit impatient, so I might not do this again anytime soon. Anyway, so this is what my layout or what my idea looked like right now, and I thought I would add this grey paper strip on the right side and then some mixed media elements below, so with a stencil and some modeling paste. That's what I just showed you. I want to create some texture and interest, and one of my resolutions for this year is to actually try more mixed media elements in my layouts. And it just, I can already tell you, it doesn't really turn out how I imagined it, but I tried it, and well, you gotta try it and you gotta, do it again and again to get better at it. So I picked this acrylic paint that I have, a very light blush, and try the packaging technique that that, for example, Missy Whitten does a lot of, and I really love her videos and her process videos, so she has inspired me to try it. And as you can see, you can't really see anything because the color is too light, so I try a darker one and it works a bit better. But it doesn't really work how I imagined it, and later I actually realized that I forgot to put some gesso down. But anyway, so I also used some gold paint, and as you can see I have this really big splodgy thing on the left side of my mixed media cluster there, and I don't really like it, and I end up covering it or trying to find a way to cover it because it kind of destroys the whole look of my layout. But anyway, you live and learn. So I decide I want to have some layers on the right side, so I cut some more pattern papers that I would, or pattern paper strips that I would layer beneath this wider strip. And then here I thought maybe I can just turn the whole page around and cover the gold splotchy thing that way, but unfortunately I had a pencil mark on the other side where I marked where my grey paper would stop, so then you would see the pencil mark. Anyway, so yeah, I decided to do it like I had planned it in the beginning, and also add the other strips as you can see, and kind of ruffle them up a little bit and tore them just to create some more texture and interest. And then I try to layer my photo on some papers, or actually these are journaling cards from journaling card package, and I really like this chapter number card because it was perfect for, you know, wedding day, as this is a new chapter beginning for us. So I cut it down a little bit because it was a bit too big, and now I start fussing around with those flowers and try to find a way where to put them. And in the beginning I actually planned on going light on the flowers, so I didn't want to have the whole page covered in flowers. But then I have this big gold thing that I need to cover up. So I start adding more and more and more flowers, and I'm also not really happy with the layering of my photo and fiddle around with it longer than I would care to admit. So I save you the pain of watching me struggle with the papers, and at one point I just decided to glue it down, stick it down, and get on with it. So that's all glued down now, and I used some foam adhesive to create some more dimension, and I also didn't adhere all of the flowers, like I didn't glue down every little piece so that the flowers would stand out a little bit. And as you can see, I have this little envelope to the left of my page. That's something I found in my stash. I made it with a die I have. And I'm not going to use this exact envelope, but I thought the idea of using an envelope on this page was kind of cute, and I would be able to fill this hole, this empty space on the left of my photo. So I get out my Spellbinders Platinum 6 die cutting machine. I actually got rid of my Big Shot and now only use the Spellbinders, and I like that you can fold it up, and I also like the look of it. It's white and a little bit of kind of rose gold, very pretty. Anyway, back to the layout. So I decide I want to have this envelope, and now I just try to find the right paper to use. I don't want to use a paper I already have in my layers on the right, so I decide I would try this navy blue with white polka dots to have some, well, something to make it stand out a little bit more. And what I also like about including this envelope is that it gives me a place to add some more journaling, because on some pages I have almost no journaling, or maybe even no journaling at all. But, you know, a page that has a photo of my husband on our wedding day might need a little bit more journaling. So yeah, that's why I liked this envelope. And I really like how this navy blue looks, because it repeats the pattern and the color of this little label on the right side of my photo, where I also put this white velvet bow. And now I only need to stick down this envelope. And I use some more double-sided tape than I would normally use. I'm actually quite, how would you say it? I don't use a lot of adhesive normally, but this time, because of the paint below and all of the layers, it needed some more adhesive to make sure that it stays where I want it. And as you can see now, this big ugly gold splotchy thing is covered completely. As I said, I had to use a lot more flowers than I originally wanted to, but that's the way it is. So yeah, I didn't find any other way to get rid of it other than using more paper, but it didn't feel right in this place, so I cut more flowers and added them to my layout. I also stuck down this blue heart in the top right corner of my layout, as you can see, And I did this to mimic, or not to mimic, but to create a visual triangle. So you have the navy blue in the top right corner, in the heart, then the envelope, and then this label, so you have a visual triangle that crosses my photo. And what I also showed you a few seconds ago was that I cut up the journaling cards I used for layering my photo and saved the rest that you wouldn't see. So that's what I showed you a few seconds ago. Now, for my title I want to use this scripty love word from Die Cut or the ephemera pack, because I didn't want to add any more alphabet stickers, and it fit really well. It fit the space nicely, so I used some foam adhesive to pop it on there and kind of layered it on my envelope and these flowers. Now I also added some of those gold hearts from this, those chipboard hearts, to add some more gold on this page, because I don't know, I think it needed some. All of my pages, I think, or almost all of them, have some metallic elements, either gold or silver, most of the cases gold. So I add those, and this little gray tag on the top right corner that kind of peeks out from beneath those flowers. And now I try to find, I just go through the die cuts to see what else I can stick on my page, because in the beginning I wanted it to be light and airy, but because I added all those flowers, I had already passed the stage of light and airy, so I kind of went for more is more. So I cut this navy blue frame with the flowers on it in half, because you wouldn't be able to see the whole frame if I tuck it under like this, so I might as well save the rest and just use it like this. And then I just try to add some more details, like with my stapler, and I use gold staple needles because I really like the look of them. I don't want to hide them. And then I just go back and look for more little things that I can tuck under, like labels and tags. So yeah, I'm going to skip forward because this takes a while. Oh no, now I go in with my golden color shine. I think almost no layout for me that doesn't have this stuff on it. And this time I was actually smart enough to cover my photo. Sometimes I don't, sometimes it goes well, and sometimes it doesn't. But I think because I was already so fed up with this layout, I thought I don't want to mess this up anymore, don't want to start over. So I was smart enough to cover it this time. And then I add some more color shine in, I think coral is the color. Yeah. Now, as you can tell, I was kind of all over the place with this layout. So after I had added my color shine, I wanted to include a note in this envelope, because, I mean, the envelope doesn't really have a purpose if you don't put something in there. And the die I used for the envelope is actually from a die set from Hero Arts that I think it's called Love Notes or something like this. I will look it up and leave you a link below in the description box. And it comes with the die for the envelope and then this heart-shaped note that you can then fold up and fit it into the envelope. So that's really cool, really, really cute. And I mean, you could use a regular white piece of printing paper and fold it up and put it in there as well. That's totally fine, but I don't know, I like using it, and I thought if I already use the envelope die, I can also use this one. So I tuck it in. Later I add some journaling, but because it's kind of private, I won't show it. So yeah, now I also added some more little bits and pieces like this label sticking out from underneath one of those layers and some of those epoxy crosses. And now I want to add some text with the stamp set from the kit. And the kit, or the stamp set, is more kind of perfect for the beginning of a new year, because it says like, here we go, just the beginning, yes to new adventures and everything. but it's actually perfect for a wedding because yes to new adventures, or saying yes to new adventures, is kind of perfect. Well, what I do here is I wasn't really sure where to put this stamp. I knew I wanted to use it, but I wasn't sure where. So what I like to do if I'm not sure and if I'm afraid I will mess up my page is I stamp it onto a piece of scrap vellum or just, tracing paper. Stamp it on there and then place it in those places that I consider for my stamp and have a look if I like it there. So yeah, I liked how it looked there, just peeking out from underneath the flowers. And then I also add another stamp that says just the beginning, I think. Also perfect for a wedding. And I add it on the lower right corner of my photo. Have to move this little cross, but that's okay. Oh no, take the next step. That's what I add. Take the next step. As I said, perfect. So yeah, and because I didn't want to add any hand journaling on my layout. I don't really like my handwriting, so these stamps were perfect, and I have some handwriting in the envelope. So this is my final layout, and I'm sorry the video is a bit long, but as you saw I struggled a bit with this layout. But anyway, so I will leave you with some detailed shots and hope to see you again soon. Thanks for joining me. Bye!